Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Scion the Tower, or welcome to Scion the Tower if this is your first time. If this is your first time, you picked a hell of an episode to jump right in. Before we kind of like describe what's happening, I think it's more important to describe who's going to be carrying this chaos. And let's start with Crow. If you would give us uh your name, who you are, who you're playing, and any fun things happening in the pipeline for you.
Hello, I'm Crow. I play Nolan Peters, the son of Ares and now new god of war, allegedly, apparently. We're still hashing out what that even means. Um, I guess I'm one carrier of the chaos, allegedly. Who knows? I don't even know myself. I'm not working on anything big as of right now. That doesn't require me to say NDA, NDA, NDA. So, um, there's that. Any other projects I'm working on is probably not going to come back until November. So look on this channel for November, and also look on the the BS Late TV, Twitter, and future Blue Sky for new updates, for new stuff happening. There might be new TTRPGs. There might be um a 2D character. Who knows? I don't know. So yeah, that's what I'm working on currently.
Beautiful. And Zach, if you would tell us your name, who you play, what's going on, and any things happening in the future.
Hello, my name is Zachary Naldret, he, him. I am playing Bodhi Lee, the born son of Tara of the Payas. I'm pretty sure I say that wrong every single time we do this. Um, I can be found at the site Zach Rules on various socials like the BS site and the Deadbird app and other ones that I don't really use and forget about. If you go to one and you don't find me, that's you find Zach Ruiz. He got there first. That's good for him. He deserves it. You know. I'll be Zach Rules Dice there. If you're trying to reach out to me on that one, it's really just Instagram, and I'm only there for like tattoo pictures, so don't bother. Yeah, um, I have nothing going on. I'm trying to read through today's Curse Force manuscript drop that was 95 pages long, which is when you have dyslexia, reading is hard. That much is hard. So, anyways, that's it.
Beautiful. So, like I say, the chaos. The chaos is currently centered around one Dracula. Dracula should have a last name. I don't know what Dracula's last name is. They just go by Dracula. Having been parading around as Yuri, the Scion archaeologist, for the past few months, but has recently been seen or revealed to be this ancient evil who had been seemingly working with, for lack of a better phrase, Cthulhu or a Cthulhu, some Cthulhu-like entity that had been invading and controlling people's minds and always gave off this smell of salt and sea. Um, there was this kind of battle to shut down the both Dracula and Doug. I don't know how we feel like collectively about Doug, because Doug was being controlled, but Doug was also doing some things, and so Doug was a key part in this spreading. Um, but unfortunately, Dracula escaped, and due to the heightened senses of one Bodhi Lee, it was revealed that Dracula was heading towards Scion Tower, where she had spent a good time of her time in this part of the world, and had been storing multiple Scion relics, including some relics that seem to be explicitly dangerous to Scions. There was also the reveal that Rachel still has very little control of her powers.
Working on
And as you all went to the bathhouse to teleport to Scion Towers, you learned that for some reason, you can no longer go there, at least through the bathhouse that you usually do. So I think before we left, we were talking about getting a boat.
Yeah, did how much time has passed since I got the notification that the um, influencer, Silas, who was being set up, um, was diverted? Or
That
was
would be about 45-ish minutes.
all right. So probably too late to try to track down Blaine from there, huh?
From there, I mean, given your heightened senses, definitely not too late.
All right. Um, I think we should take care of see about taking Blaine out of the equation in one form or another.
All right. He's gonna go and pull out a whiteboard. Since they're still in the building, he's gonna take out a whiteboard, take out a marker. All right, order of operations, because it feels like we have a bunch of stuff we have to tackle. So, the big one, who are we tackling as the major thing we're dealing with?
I mean, like, so Dracula is the bigger picture, direct thing. Because Doug's over there dead. So the Cthulhu thing is not. We, Cthulhu is not directly controlling anyone in power that we know of.
That we know of.
So that maybe could be a lower priority.
On the wrong, okay.
Now, if Dracula is top of the priority, right? Because Blaine is kind of like a henchman at this point. Like, for all we know, Blaine's a vampire now. But it still serves Dracula, right?
Right.
So, if Blaine goes back to Dracula, that means when we deal with Dracula, we deal with Dracula and Blaine. But if we can cut off Blaine, then we don't have to deal with them both at once.
That would work.
All right.
However, I feel like we need to work smarter, not harder in all of this. And I feel like our equipment, while able to handle minor vampires, we're not able to handle like the big ones, even at our stage. Because apparently Dracula is a vampire Scion-ish person. So we need to rethink the way our tactics are with that thing.
Okay. So we need stakes, right?
Yeah, specifically at the stake that can handle a whole few millennia vampire.
Do we have the bag with us, Story Guide?
Do you have what?
The bag of stuff that we took.
Yeah.
Yes,
Okay.
you did.
Um, okay, it's not the most ethical thing, but I do have a way that we can test to see if any of these work against vampires. Um,
Wait, how would you have something to test on a vampire?
if anything in here works against a vampire,
Uh-huh.
I do have access to a vampire.
Oh no.
She's fine. She doesn't eat people. She's a vegan. She's working through it. Uh, but
Hey,
as far as that's how I knew she wasn't involved because she in the whole thing that the vampire thing because she wasn't eating people.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Um, if we
Okay,
can find Blaine, we don't have to resort to that though. If he's a
that's
vampire,
that's fair, and that's not a problem. Uh, a vegan vampire just sounds like an oxymoron. Like it sounds like something that shouldn't be a thing. Because like all I'm thinking is someone feral, and at some point is probably losing their effing mind as we speak.
that is accurate. To she's not actually lost her mind yet. She's able to. She knows when the cravings come to where she locks herself in a confinement space so that she can be she can be talked down from it. Um,
That doesn't sound healthy. I'm not like the biggest fan of vampires. Like I'm not like vampire advocate number 55, but like I'm just saying that just sounds like starvation rather than some spiritual thing. And I know like, fasting is a thing, but like
yeah, we haven't. We just got back yesterday, so I haven't really had time to work out a better program for her.
yeah, it's been
Um,
8 months.
yeah, though I gotta admit, as a vampire for not eating blood, she hasn't eaten a single person in 8 months. She's doing pretty well.
That's that's great, but at the same time, at any point, it just feels like she's one paper cut away from like ripping through like that part of the temple.
Thankfully, the people of the temple have been trained in self defense and offense. They
Huh.
could probably handle. She's not very well trained, so
Okay, well, we'll get we'll tackle that road later.
that's a lower priority.
Lower priority.
Lower priority. If we get to Blaine, we don't have to expose her to this, and then this whole thing is a mute point for the moment. So yeah, let's go get Blaine.
Ah, see, this is the times when I miss Doug, because Doug had actual access to things that we might need for situations like this. But apparently, nothing good happens in this city, and it's just all in the mind of Cthulhu. Apparently,
Just for the past like decade, not
Uh,
too long.
Bodhi's going to go over to the desk of sorts,
Mhm.
what's left of it. Go over to Doug's computer, and is it functional?
I would say one of the he had multiple computers on. There is one that you have to like switch out some laptops, but like one works.
Okay. To fire it up and go perusing.
Gotcha. Um, Normally I'd have you roll, but given Doug's adoration for you, I'm sure he would have given you his password at some point.
Yep.
Um,
Or just we could guess that it's Scion's.
yeah, like
That too.
it would be very unlikely that you would not have just complete access to this
Yep.
stuff. So you get in, and the computer you have access to is not his like heavy duty business computer, but more of his like personal computer. So his contacts, like his games, like that's really the one
Uh,
you have access to.
Searched around his computer for anything. First, anything on Yuri or Dracula.
Right. There is nothing for Dracula. You do find Yuri's contact info, where she is staying, and her kind of business contract, or at least a rough draft of the business contract. She had been kind of like workshop to be making about 800,000 a year.
jeez.
Doug had that money and he was not afraid to sling it for
Right.
Scion business.
Um, I just want to look through the contract real quick. Anything in there That
Mhm.
seems exploitable. That Yuri might be in violation by being Dracula. Anything?
So there is one weird stipulation in that Yuri has unfettered access to anything in Scion Towers, as long as she does not use it for, and I quote, nefarious purposes. It's essentially Doug trusted her implicitly and gave her whatever she wanted because he was like, "You will do right by me as long as you don't do no evil shit. You got it."
Doug has a business person who can cancel, void the contract, right?
Yes.
Okay. I'm going to send that contract to the business person and then pictures of what Yuri did to. Um, I'm sure the video of Yuri attacking with a weapon to show, playing with a weapon to show that there was a violation of the contract and to get her cut off immediately from all funds.
Yeah, because it's you, there is no question. You just get that message back. Thanks for bringing this to our attention, Mr. Lee. We will cut off her funds immediately. We will get her kicked out of her apartment. We were going to sever all ties with this Yuri.
Um, have her. Do we have her records of inventory?
No, that was part of the like you can do whatever you want. There was no actual records. Yuri was just 100% in charge without any oversight.
But it's Doug. He had to want to at least know what she had because they would be something that he would be able to leverage towards a Scion. So there's got to be something in.
There is likely in one of the other computers a some sort of like personal like this is what you reset it. However, you would need to repair those computers to gain access to that.
All
Or
right.
you know, anybody could speak to a dead Doug.
That's a good point.
You want to handle speaking of dead Doug, and I handle the computer?
I'll speak with Dead Doug.
I am going to go and fish around the computers and start working on that to go and fix them.
All right, you're just gonna like go back to the your house and like replace parts and
Yep.
right. Rachel is still there with you, kind of. If I remember correctly, somebody said that she may have tried to harm you, and that kind of hurt her in a place she wasn't ready for.
Oh, right. As we're going back to the place, I am giving like all the most inspirational pep talks I can ever give. Like, it's fine. Listen, you wouldn't be the first one to like try to kill one of us in a blind fury. Let me tell you, we have a friend one time, whole giant. Like anytime that one goes on berserk mode, destroyed one of my first buildings. It was just it traumatizing. But after like the fifth destroyed building, you just kind of get over it after a while.
You gave her much pep talks last time, so I will say, give me a persuasion presence roll. You need one success because like you've laid the foundation.
Okay.
Um, yeah, just does not want to hurt like the two people who've had her back.
6. Okay. 1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
We're on a roll. Hold on. 3, 4. Just 4.
Yeah, no. More than enough. In fact, you can like bank those th extra three successes. If you need to kind of give Rachel a pep talk in the future, which you might. All right, so you're taking the computer, you're going back to the house with it. Bodhi, you are going to talk to a dead Doug.
Yes.
How are you going to do that?
The innate purview of death allows me to see and communicate with ghost shades and other forms of the undead that are normally unperceptible or incomprehensible.
Yes. Uh, so you see a shade of Doug kind of going throughout the business of what he would usually do. So he's like sitting at his broken desk and it looks like he's typing even though the desk is broken. Every once in a while he gets up and goes to the coffee machine, even though he's not corporeal. Like he is going through the motions of working, but not actually being alive to do things.
Hey, Doug. How you doing?
Oh, Bodhi, it's great to see you. Would you like some coffee?
Um, I'm good with the coffee, but thank you for the offer. So, um, some things happened recently.
Really? What
Yeah,
happened?
you remember when I showed you that video of Blaine and Yuri? This was like 8 months ago.
I do remember that.
Yeah, that violates Yuri's contract. Um,
It's the weirdest
but
thing. I called her in to fire her,
mhm.
and then like my mind gets fuzzy. I think she talks me out of it, or I meant to fire her. I don't know why I didn't.
Well, so you remember Nolan, right? Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
So how much of the last 8 months do you remember?
It's really a hate. Like the last day I like vividly remember was that like message you sent, and even then I felt kind of like I wasn't fully myself, but past that is really just a haze.
Yeah. So we have there was a situation, um, something that we could best describe as a Cthulhu.
You would know what that is. Okay. It's like, oh, okay, that's
Yeah. Um, was somehow connected and was drawn in by your um, idea for Scion Towers, and possibly had a plan that involved Yuri. By the way, did you know Yuri was Dracula?
Dracula. I think that's just a story. Dracula doesn't exist. Scions exist.
Yeah, maybe she's somehow a Dracula scion. I'm not exactly sure how that worked out. Um, but she definitely is a vampire. She definitely is um, possibly connected to this Cthulhu thing, possibly completely unrelated. Um, but between her and the Cthulhu thing, you were kind of brainwashed for the past 8 months or so.
That's not good at all.
Yeah. Um, you see how your desk is kind of messed up?
So you see him like squinting as if he's trying to bring it into focus, and he's like, "Wait, what? When did this? I was just working there, right?"
Um, you were, you weren't.
By the way, question: Y'all didn't move his body, right?
No.
Okay.
Um, so yeah, some things happened, and I'm just gonna point to his body.
So once again, he'll squint as if like because he's not alive, he's on a different planet. So like it takes a lot of energy to see what's in the material world. And then like after about like 30 seconds, he looks to you with this kind of ghastly realization. Like,
Yeah, yeah. Um, they 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 in the attempt to take down Yuri, you fell. So, um,
that's really bad.
yeah. Um, you did die a hero's death fighting against a great evil, though.
How dare
you
you?
so you, while you may not have had the golden ichor of a Scion running through your veins, you had the heart of a hero when it came to down to the on the line.
Like having the death purview, you have seen and interacted with multiple spirit shades, that sort of thing. One of the unifying characteristic of these spirits and or shades is there is this kind of like mutedness to them without the connection to the body. Their emotions, their feelings tend to be muted, so you can't experience them. But even like Doug's reaction to you, while it would have normally been over the top, as is Doug's way, it was much more like reserved.
Mm-hmm.
However, for this like 2 minutes after you call him a hero, it almost feels like he's alive. Just that like sense of pride that he was able to be helpful after all was said and done. Um, for those like 2 minutes, there was just this like happiness.
So we're the next stop is to take down Yuri, but we need to know what she has and if there's anything that particularly that in your advanced knowledge of Scion and the supernatural, have any ideas of what might work against a Dracula?
That is a difficult one. She never gave me much. Every once in a while, she would let me see one thing, I think, to appease me. Although, when my brother would transform into canines, it definitely pissed her off in a way that I really wasn't expecting. And so he just wouldn't transform into dogs around her.
Dogs, you say?
Yeah, my brother trans one of his abilities is to transform, and so every once in a while he transformed into dog, and she would just get very upset.
Hmm. Scared or just kind of mad?
Very angry. I don't know if there was fear in there, but that anger was rooted in something other than just like she doesn't like Chihuahuas.
Never really trust somebody who doesn't like a Chihuahua.
Yeah.
So, that certainly is helpful. Um, and he's going to bring over the bag and be like, "Did she show you any of these?"
So he'll like look through. For the most part, everything is useless. There are two things that he points out. Those golden spikes. She was very happy when she found these. There are five of them, and there's only two in the bag. Like these are apparently created by some Titan to specifically kill gods. Um,
This is the spike that caused Rachel's hand to.
yeah.
Uh huh. Okay.
And then she roots around and sees there are these like kind of nails. Looks to be like animal nails. She's like, yeah, and then she found these, and these also pissed her off. But she kept them, she said, for safekeepings.
Which, I mean, that is a reasonable thing to do. I mean, of course, you wouldn't want something like these Titans bikes that kill gods to fall into the wrong hands. Um, it's not your fault you didn't know she was the wrong hands. And then, I mean, that's also why I keep this dagger, and he's gonna point to the dagger, not actually take it out.
Mm-hmm.
Um, okay. Uh, I will see. He's gonna take a kind of just look at the nails, um, and imbue a legend into them to try to attune myself to them.
These are werewolf nails. Not any like known werewolf, but um, a werewolf nonetheless. Taken from the werewolf after or while they were transformed, and then removed so that they were essentially less dangerous.
Are they a relic of any kind, or
Yes, they are.
okay? Do I have any sense of how they might be used?
Due to the size, they would be difficult. They would likely need to be affixed to some sort of weapon so that they can be used as a scratching post. Or if you are a scion of beasts, you could kind of like embody them so that when you transform or use your bestial abilities, you have werewolf nails.
Hmm. Okay. Good to know. Figure that out in a moment. All right. So I'm casing that she might not like werewolves. Texting Nolan on the side while I'm having this conversation. Werewolves. Yuri apparently doesn't like them.
Weirdly enough, I think I might know. I think I might know a thing to help us with this situation. Although it's going to be weird. It's definitely going to be weird.
Speaking of which, on your way back, you have gotten three novel-length texts from your mom.
Dear God.
First text is just, these are wonderful children. They can stay here as much as they like. Second text, I don't know why you don't like take ownership of them, even if they're not yours. They clearly bond with you, and you telling them that you're not theirs or they're not yours is kind of bad for their like self-esteem. Need
Oh
to step
no.
up. And then the third one is just a list of things she is telling you to get for the kids.
It's a weird montage because he has some stuff boxed in his hands. Um, and he's still talking to Rachel while he's putting the stuff together, and you just watch the two of them walk through, and they end up in his mother's house, and he's still going like, "Okay, all right, you've sent me a novel stuff. Don't worry, I'm gonna have Max probably airdrop a few things because he's probably, if he's reading my text like he does, he's probably already Amazon stuff as we speak."
I like this boy, Max. He's proactive.
You
I didn't say I liked him all the time.
Yeah, because the last time I checked, you threw holy oil, water at him, threw salt, and said something ain't right with that boy. And when I had to explain to you that he's just, he just he's got a blank when it comes to expressions. That's kind of how he is, and he's very, 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 very in tune with computers. That's it. That's
Something
all.
can something can be not right, and he could still be proactive. All I'm saying is you need to be proactive.
That's why I got Max to be proactive. Thank you.
Hmm. Either way, uh, these are lovely children.
Yes, lovely children that I also have to make sure I get back to also their possible aunts and uncles and other family members who are probably thinking they're missing currently.
Then you should probably do that now.
I'm trying to save the world from Cthulhu and Dracula.
It's always something with you. It's always I can't do what I'm supposed to do because I have to save the world. Mhm.
Saving the world is part of what I'm supposed to be doing.
I'm not a Scion. I'm just pointing out that, whenever I ask you to do something, the world needs saving.
Mind you, again, who was the one that got you your car back after that thing with Miss Ethel?
First of all, don't bring in Miss Ethel, because Miss Ethel was the one who fucking started shit.
Oh, okay. I have to save the world and also save my mother from getting her car repo because she decided to get into a fight with Miss Ethel.
And you
That
see
hurts, mind
Rachel,
you.
like kind of looking back and forth between you two. Very unsure about what's happening.
Well, apparently you got a third grandchild if that's the way you're going with this.
Hi.
All right. Okay. Kid one and kid two.
Yeah, so they will come out of the room and see you, run out, big hugs, and the young girl will say, like, "Can I have a popsicle now? I've been good."
Uh, uh, and out of like the box, you just see like a whole box of popsicles, and he just drops it down while trying to read the text Bodhi sent. Max, Max still have that steak. They pull on Rachel. It might be you. Wait a minute, kids, steak now. I know you still have it.
uh, Takes out the steak. Yeah,
Mine. He just puts it in the box.
fair trade.
Also, you guys aren't supposed to be having weapons in the house with your grandma. Why am I saying they're the grand? You know what?
But Grandma was teaching us how to use the steak properly. She said our form was poor.
Ma, you can't teach the kids how to stake a vampire. You can't put the kids in danger.
They put themselves in danger. They might as well know what they're doing.
Okay, you know what? Never mind. Never mind. Tell them that. We got bigger things I got to deal with. Okay. All right. You two. Bed by 7. No stakes.
They
2 popsicles.
look to your mom, and she's like,
Absolutely not. 7. And tomorrow, if I have all this stuff done, we are going to go and find aunties and uncles to make sure that they have found you if they're looking for you currently. And I got to figure out your whole parents' estate and all of that. I got to get my people on that stuff too. That means you, old lady, don't think you're out of this.
yeah, your mom's like, yeah, you're right. Like, get the estate and tell us to give us money so we can raise the kids.
Not even going to question it right now. Okay, Rachel, come on. We have to go.
It was
And
lovely meeting you.
also, wait a minute, kids. Apologize to Rachel. As she was not the vampire. As she was not the vampire. As it's proven that there's a doppelganger and she's not the vampire.
Okay, I'm going to have you roll once again a persuasion and charisma because they're young and obstinate and full of sugar.
Probably. Most likely. Okay. Now, 2 successes.
Okay, yeah. So they will look at the popsicle and be like, "Sorry, Rachel, we thought you were a vampire." And she's like, "It's no problem." And your mom will be like, "Okay, go and give Rachel a hug." Oh, no, no, never mind.
No hugs. You have to earn a hug first. Because after all, you did pull a stake on her and you did try to stab her. So no hugs.
And they throw a rock at her.
And threw a rock at her.
Yeah. Okay. Like, oh, we'll play with Miss Rachel later.
Uh, you're lucky you're not still grounded. Just because you're with your current grandmother doesn't mean I still haven't forgot about it.
Oh god. And they kind of like start easing back to the living room, but you see as they're easing back, their eyes keep like flicking to the box of popsicles.
Just go get him. Just go grab the
Yeah.
popsicle.
Sprint, get their second popsicles, and then like sprint to the living room.
All right, Mom, I will be back.
All right, stay safe.
Uh-huh, you too. Don't let any strangers in except Max.
I'll let him on my front porch.
He's nice. He's a oh my okay. All right, I'm not even gonna go. He's just gonna walk back through the doorway back into his place and then out the door
Hmm.
towards the to the office. Okay, so I got everything. I gotta do the so I have to go back to the bathroom. Okay, this is gonna be a back and forth thing. All right, Rachel.
Yes.
All right, you got a new mission
All right.
that won't require killing anyone.
I can do that.
Okay. He's looking around. Where is it? I have it. Ah, here it is. Picks up a book. All right, you see this thing?
Mm-hmm.
This is a collection of all the Scions we've met.
Are you giving me homework?
Yes, I'm giving you homework.
Okay.
You're
Okay.
just gonna study how they learn how to control themselves. Actually, a lot of them got some good information here.
Okay. Like she likes that idea.
Um, you're free to stay upstairs. I'll call you if there's an emergency. Oh, and one last thing, one very important thing. If you hear a group of 7 people come through the door, call me immediately.
Okay.
Like they're if witches have a coven, they're kind of like a coven almost. Just call me as soon as they get through here. There's important things I gotta talk about.
Should I hide from them?
Oh no, you shouldn't hide. Well, they're ram. No, I wouldn't call them rambunctious. They're. You know how you're scary in certain points?
Yeah.
They're like puppies, although they're a lot scarier.
I'm just gonna hide, like play safe.
Okay, perfect. All right, I gotta go get to Bodhi because he's probably still talking to the dead, I think. Again, not your fault. Not your fault. You claim no responsibility of that as he goes to the door and he hurries quickly over to Duck Tower.
All right. Bodhi, as you converse with Doug, at some point he looks at you and says, Bodhi, I have a question.
Okay.
What's what's going to happen to me?
Well, it's different for everyone. Um, some feel the need to stick around. Usually, there's something binding them here. In your case, I would think it would be the resolution of this business with Scion Towers, um, if that could be. Some just need to find the way to the proper um, underworld, um, based on what we know of your brother and where you have been to Olympus on multiple occasions. We love some coins on for the River Styx, if you're going to be heading that way. Some never. Some never enter. A specific, like if you don't feel like you're connected with any one particular pantheon. Um, there's the Vale. The Vale might be a good place for you actually. It's a very city-like environment, and you can kind of just keep going about your kind of business. You could make a spot for Scions visiting the Vale to stop by and place to welcome them in. Would not quite be the same as Scion Towers, but it would still allow you to keep that connection.
If I were to go to the Vale, would you and Nolan visit?
You know, it's not as easy as just stopping by here, as you know, it comes. Sometimes death of a sorts is kind of involved, and it is not fun. Um, or easy. And as you saw when me and Nolan died, it took us 8 months to get back here. So we of course may of course there's always the possibility, as many signs do make their way to the Vale throughout their journeys. Um, it will maybe it'll be longer in between visits, but we'll be there. We'll see each other again.
Same. And he's he's dejected. You get the feeling that you all were his best friends.
Just think about it this way. You know, not a lot of people who die can continue on what they did in life. And that's something that you'll have the opportunity to do so. And you'll also have a reach far beyond Atusa. Every Scion in the world has the possibility of coming through. Think of all the new Scions that you'll be able to meet.
If that is my best option, then I guess I will do what I can to end up there.
Yeah, yeah. I'm sure we can get you in touch with the right people to pull some strings to get you there.
Thank you, Bodhi.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, so yeah. Um, I got a question for you. Besides Scion Towers, where else did Blaine hang out?
Hmm. I don't know. He moved in. I built him his little like studio
Yeah,
in the basement. And he
lovely
moved it.
place.
Yeah, he had like very weird aesthetics. Like he wanted lions everywhere, like nice gold lions. I think he's going for a whole new theme. Um, but after that, he kind of just like stayed in his room and would spend a lot of time online. Doing the TikTok, doing the Twitter. He really like stopped like leaving, and I talked to him about it. He said he was being an online scion, which is just as important as being an offline. And, I don't know what it's like to be a scion, so I just kind of trusted him. But it also means that like if he left, I really wasn't sure where he would go unless like he told me he would leave, then I could like track his movements. And even then, he would just kind of like go out into a random alleyway and like come back.
Yeah, you may have turned him into a vampire. Just pointing that out.
Yeah. So you will feel this just like, yeah, despair. Like a big reason Doug was big into science was because of his brother, and so leaving his brother kind of like vampired, he's a little concerned.
So, Doug, what do you know about vampires?
I honestly didn't think they were real until a few months ago when they started having those like vampire killings.
Which,
But
by the way, that was Blaine. Um,
yes,
yep.
he
Uh,
told me that vampires didn't exist and it was probably some like scion transforming into something with two teeth to make it look like vampires.
yeah. Apparently, he killed one of your competitors, and then told the kids, and then told their kids a vampire did it.
If that happened, that must have been when I didn't have when I had those fuzzy memories.
Yeah, no, I get it. I get
Oh,
it.
I I have a favor to ask of you, Bodhi.
Yeah.
Can you help my brother?
I think if we can get to him and have conversation, we can figure some things out. Assuming we can keep him away from Yuri, who from my understanding, with the limited dealings that I've had with other vampires, they still like Yuri still sends directions telepathically to the other ones. So, not quite sure how we're gonna work that out, but we'll figure it out.
He points to a chest, not chest, like a safe, on a table somewhere,
Mm-hmm.
and he gives you the code.
All right. We'll go ahead and, of course, honor the dead's wishes and open this up.
Uh, in there is like some of his like a what do you call that thing? A will and testament, some like jewels or whatever, like just like like if I need money, I can use this.
Mm-hmm.
And also there is a phone. And he says this is my personal phone. So this should have all my correspondence with my brother. Um, and this should be able to track his phone wherever he goes. I also put a tracker his on his keys 1 month when I was concerned about him going missing.
Okay. Your concern turns out to be valid. And once again, your care for Scions as a whole and the Scions in your life has shown that, once again, you are a great part of this team. And as much as possible, we're going to keep death from getting in the way of that.
Thank you, Bodhi.
So, want to just do you have any kind of things you wanted to do before you get ready to move on?
I'd like to talk to my brother one more time, if that's possible, but I know not having a body makes it slightly more complicated.
Yeah. It's a bit it's a bit difficult.
If I can't talk to him, just pass him a message.
Yeah. Um. You know what? I'll be able to get that message to him. And in the event that let me know what it is. So in the event that we can't get him back here to for you to be able to say it to himself, to
Mhm.
yourself, we'll let him know about your what you wanted to say.
He says, just tell him it's his job to protect Hattusa now.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Oh, do you mind if I just put these, and he's going to point at the spikes, in that safe for the time being?
Oh, yeah, sure.
I'm going to try to, like, dump the rest of the stuff in the bag,
Yeah.
including the spikes, to not touch them, into the safe.
Yeah. So you
All right.
have 2 out of the 5 spikes in that safe.
Yeah. Did she happen to say if she only found two of the spikes, or if there's all that?
I
If
think
these
she
are
said
only two of them?
I think she said she found five and she brought two for me to see.
Okay, good to know. All right. Yeah. Um, gonna go meet Nolan down in whenever they were meeting, and get on the hunt for Blaine.
All right. So as you're like coming down the elevator, Nolan is just getting to Doug Towers and you all meet in the entryway.
All right.
That was a journey.
Yeah. All right. So yeah. Got what you needed.
Yep, got
All
all the
right.
parts. Um, so wait, what did you learn first?
Um. So Yuri seemed agitated whenever Blaine turned into a dog.
Hmm.
And there's these of the relics that she had that were in the bag that um, Doug. So there, those remember those spikes
Yeah.
that um, fucked up Rachel's hand. Uh, Potentially, there's three more that Yuri has access to. Um, there's that. That's a good piece of information now. And and then there's these, and he pulls out the werewolf claws. These are also something that agitated her. I think maybe vampires and werewolves don't get along. I don't know the lore. Mm, not really a thing. For other than the movies, um, Underworld, Twilight. Actually, I didn't really watch Twilight. I just kind of. Did they actually fight in that movie, or did they just?
It's a little bit complicated. I saw like the ending, like apparently like in the book they didn't really fight, but then in the movie they did fight, but it was only like a vision of them fight. It's a whole long like thing that people are that kind of complain about. Well, besides the Mormonism and like, the whole colonial thing and the whole the racism. But like other than that, like yeah, that was like one of the major complaints. But that's honestly vampires and werewolves should be like a thing that I know because conflict and war is kind of my thing, and I should know this.
Roll me an occult intellect roll. Yeah.
Whoa. This should be part of the job. Let's see. Call intellect. Well, that is 3. Just 3.
Three. Okay. So you're able to get a few things. While you're not exactly sure if this relates to like the Dracula, you do know a few things. Uh, One, there has been in some of the stories dealing with Dracula that the only way to kill Dracula is through werewolf venom, that being excreted from the mouth, and there are like traces of venom in the claws. Two, the things that usually kill vampires do affect Dracula, but just to a lesser degree. Um, and three, the if how people talk about the mythical Dracula is true, if they were a Dracula, then that Dracula would either be demigod level strength or possibly god level with avatars running around.
Ha,
If the stories are true.
ha. Okay, so all right, I have to rethink the whole tactics of like sunlight, stakes, and other things. But you are talking to a god of war, the god of war. It's still weird. Still weird. So claws, right?
Yeah.
Okay, there's two ways we can go about it. Like there are two plans I have. First part of the plan, uh, I'm going to summon someone. Second part, guess who else is going to play werewolf?
I don't know.
You, buddy. You,
Oh.
buddy.
Oh, okay.
You.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah. I feel like you would be able to handle that, seeing as like that's kind of like your whole things in Beast and Death and other perfect. I don't know what else you do. I just know that you do a lot of stuff.
Yeah, I've got a lot of toes and a lot of pools and yeah. So
Also, I got his computer stuff, computer parts. We can check through all that information later, but I feel like we just need to tackle this first part before we even get to that part, so then we can untangle this whole conspiracy.
yeah, yeah. Um, yep. Um, oh, when we're done, I think Doug wants to go to the Vale and not to um, the Elysian Fields or wherever it is. He didn't want to go to Hades, but we'll get
Why
him.
would you want to go there?
Why would he want to go to the Vale?
No, why would you want to go to Hades? Like I feel like Doug wouldn't like Hades as much. It's just not its vibe.
Yeah, no, I mean, cause like we think his brother is Theoi, so I don't know how exactly how that would work. So he believed in like all the pantheons and just didn't and anyways, um, he'll probably want us to visit. Um, so anyways, yeah, there's that. Yeah, and if Blaine is not too far gone or hasn't completely gone off the end, or if dealing with Dracula doesn't take out all the vampires, like I've heard in the stories, that you killed the vampire and the other vampires die, and that means that Blaine won't survive the encounter theoretically. Um, that we're supposed to tell him that he's in charge of the city if we can't get Doug to manifest, which I think I can do.
Well, okay.
If we can keep Blaine alive and get him back on our side, I think I can get Doug to manifest. But that's a completely different situation story.
All right. That's a lot.
Yeah. So, um, let's get Doug or let's get Blaine, and then we'll see where things go from there. Maybe we can get him to help us. Maybe he has to be sidelined. Who knows?
Well, where
So,
is Blaine?
all right. So, last time we saw him was spotted was at this location where he was supposed to be jumping Silas. That Nymstagram TikToker, GodTube guy. So we start there.
Okay.
Oh wait, duh. Pulls out the phone. This is Doug's personal phone, which has a tracker on Blaine's keys. That'll probably be more direct.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll use that.
All right. Turn on the phone. The background picture is a picture of you two when you came to one of Doug's like Scion mixers. Um,
Okay. Well, now I'm just sad now.
and you open up the tracker, and he is at a for lack of a better phrase, a college like residence, um, or a place where people college age tend to live just because like they can afford it. It's close to the university. Um, and that Instagrammer that you were just talking about does seem to be about college aged.
So we're not like a dorm,
Yeah,
but
not a dorm.
those off-campus
Right.
apartments that are right across or right down the road that are designed for kids with money because
Yep.
no realistic person would pay that much for rent in
No,
that
absolutely.
neighborhood. Um, yeah, yep, yep, yep. I know the place. Let's go. Um, gonna DM Silas. Hey,
Yo, bro, what's up? Where you at?
you know, actually, there's a guy I'm looking for, um, who is last seen in, and he's gonna give the name of the apartment complex. You know where that is? You know anybody who lives there?
That's that's where I live. What's he doing there?
So you remember when you met my friends, and there was that woman in the red dress that slunk off, and
Yeah, that
yeah,
was weird.
yeah, yeah. Um, so Blaine, Doug, whichever one of them was feeding you the vampire bullshit, um, they decided to take you out. That's why my people were there to make sure that you didn't get taken out.
Is that why they're talking about training? Like I can't do this. They're talking about like running a lot and punching and
Think about the content that you could make by becoming. Think about that.
you
Who
don't even need to roll for that.
who who you would be the first to do that. You could be the first content creator. But um, lock your doors. Um, and we'll be there shortly.
Well, here's the thing. I've kind of been hanging out with your friends and we're at the temple thing.
Okay. So you're not home. Okay, good.
Yeah.
Stay at the temple then. What apartment number was yours again?
203.
All right, we're gonna go head there, check it out, and make sure there's not someone waiting to kill you.
Hmm? You sure you don't want like backup? Like,
No, we got this. Yeah, we can handle this.
oh, all right.
It's
Uh,
not gonna be the first time that I've had to deal with Blaine. Um, hopefully it will be the last time though. All right,
you have a level one fate bind. And Silas.
another one.
Yeah.
Welcome to my world.
As of right now, we'll say he's an apprentice. He is learning much from you.
All right. So we are heading off to the apartment. I'm sure there's a bathhouse somewhere near campus.
Yeah.
Oh, we gotta go to that one. Okay. He just kind of walks in. It's a montage of him putting like the box down, putting it away. He's grabbed Loverboy the gun and started loading it. Like you see him just putting on gear as he's just walking through here with Bodhi. All right, let me tell you about this one in this neighborhood. This one sucks. And not because I haven't tried to make it great. It's just one, I haven't had time. Two, God, it's hellish to deal with like a college town and dealing with zoning and stuff like that. And three, uh, you'll see when we get there.
All right.
Um, as you walk through here, it looks almost the same as the other one, but as they come through here, there's probably like 15 people in the shadows, and then one of them comes out. And he just goes, "Okay, don't look at him. Don't look at him. Don't look at him. Don't look at him. Don't look at him." Okay, so Bodhi, I may or may not have helped so so many of people who have tried to get to the NFL, and a few of them have gone to the NFL due to coming here, training, and also just when they get advice at that age where it's just like, "Hey man, I have a secret." What's the secret? I think I might be gay. Yes, you are. Thank you for coming. Yes, here's a pamphlet. I have written everything out for you. Have a great one. And they just never leave. And what's worse is that outside, as soon as we leave outside, I'm going to get bombarded by like city planning and asking me a bunch of questions on how to like update so much of the stuff. It's that's why I just never come here.
Okay. All right. Um, I mean, it's nice of you to have a pamphlet ready for him. Um, is there like a back door we can sneak out so you don't have to deal with the city planning folk?
He goes out the back door, and there's probably like five of them just ready with like a bunch of permits and stuff. And he's just like,
This time of night? Guys, come on. You're civil servants. You work 9 to 5. You're not getting overtime for this. Go home, be with your families. This can wait. Life comes before your job.
Well,
You're
you usually we agree with you, but we've been getting messages from Scions that this is a if we want to get things done, we need to get it done now. Like Blaine has actually been talking to us, like telling us to go to all the bathhouses, because Nolan is just out and about. So if we want to do, we got to do it tonight.
um yeah, Blaine Blaine Blaine's a liar. There's some things going on with Blaine that um, we can't really get into too much detail with right now. I don't want to put too much concern for you, but just there will be other days that you can do this. I promise you. And if Blaine told you otherwise, I can absolutely guarantee that there will be other days coming in the future.
Guess I better send out a mass text. Tell everybody to go home.
also, five of those permits you really need to like file over to the mayor. Like, I know you want me to sign off on that because business council, but you really got to send that to the city council. Then you got to get the red tape off of that one thing you're looking for, and that's a lot of work. That's going to be a
But
lot of work before I even sign that off.
if we get you to sign it, and then we just need to fill out a form 203 50612, and then we kind of like bypass some of the things.
And then we got to file 8.145 with the city planner. And do you know that, like, at this point, they're backed up for 6 months and we will not hear anything. So we just have to go through the process. Otherwise, that's 6 months. That's 6 months of waiting. And I got to go. Okay. I got to go handle the thing. So you guys are going to just have to
Wait,
go through the right process.
take my business card though. Take my business card and call me when you're
I
done.
have your. Okay. Okay. Okay.
Take
Fine.
this one. I got a new one. I updated the font.
Oh, that's a nice file. No. Oh. And then he looks at one file. Hold on for a second. Hold on for a second. He just signs that one off. This one got to be signed. This is kind of important. Also, this one for water. All right, those are the one too. The rest of the ones you got to sign to the mayor.
And they slowly disperse, like looking back and okay,
You know, I wasn't the owner of a bathhouse before I came a Scion. Like this kind of just happened. Like there was another Scion who owned part of this whole bathhouse thing, and then they kind of fucked off after they were like, "Oh, you're a Scion now," and then they just left.
Well, I think you have to have some words with them about that if you ever see them again. Um,
don't even know if they're alive or not, to be honest.
Have you thought of like, like, can't you like hire a manager to just handle all of this and like franchises or something? I don't know how it
That's,
works.
that's the thing. I have a bunch of managers. Here's the thing, though. These are considered temples now. So like, I gotta have to manage them. Something
If they're
something. What's the word? Soul something something
if they're
something.
temples, then it is a religious organization, and therefore, um, you don't have to necessarily. We'll we'll get into that later. So, all right, let's get going. We'll deal with Blaine, and then Dracula, and then maybe we'll have like a couple days off.
You said that the last time. Like we were supposed to have a couple of days off 8 months ago, which has turned into 8 months technically.
I mean, technically, I said that the last time with the doc thing, and we did have a couple. Well, no, so you had like a couple of days off. I had 4 Mondays in a row. Um, anyways, well, yes, let's go deal with Blaine, and there we'll go and before they get to the like actual complex,
Hmm.
we'll activate aspect of a predator and start sniffing out Blaine.
Right. So you're pretty close to aspect the predator, and his scent has changed. The most noticeable change is that there is this consistent scent of gold around him, like this metallic scent that's like hanging around him. But he's there on the second floor somewhere.
All right, all right. So he's on the second floor. Um, do you wanna just kind of like casually approach him? Do you want to try to sneak in to the? I think these apartments have back doors.
No.
No. All right. Yeah, most there's gonna be two stairwells or a stairwell and an elevator. So we go up. You take one, I take the other. That way we can't
Yep.
run. All right.
Make your
Mhm.
way up,
Yep.
going up the stairway and elevator, and you kind of like enclose on apartment 203, and through your sense of smell, you see that you smell that he is inside apartment 203.
How's the lock look? Did he bust the door in? Did he pick a lock? Did he get in some other way?
Seems like he got in some other way.
All right. So then, I'm gonna fumble with keys
Hmm.
and kind of drop them and attempt to. What would be attempting someone else's voice?
Oh, so I would say,
Subterfuge?
yeah, I'll take subterfuge manipulation.
Okay. And he's going to throw in some. He's going to put a slight slur on it that he's been out drinking. Um, and he is also going to put on. He's going to use influencer language, the type of stuff that people call TikTok talk, which is to try to make sure he blends in with what the conversation would have been like. Um,
Right.
what he's how he would how he presents himself.
Okay, we'll
For
give you
this.
one enhancement because that would very much be how Silas would talk.
Okay. So that 10 gave me nothing. That is 4 successes.
All right, that's what you needed. Um, so you'd see the door kind of open on its own, and you hear kind of a shuffling or shuffling back into the back of the apartment.
So you ever seen that? I nah, I think it's Memento, where he's watching the people from the outside
I
to
have
see
not
when.
seen that one, sadly.
All right. Um, there's a lovely scene in this movie where someone's waiting for someone on the other side of the door to come to answer, to look in to see who it is.
Hmm.
And when like, because there's light inside the apartment, when they
Yes.
get in front, the people goes dark.
Hmm.
But he's kicking the door, and at the moment it goes
Gotcha.
dark.
Um, so as the peephole like goes dark, the door gets kicked in, and it goes flying to the back. And as a hand moves the door across, you do see Blaine just kind of like skidding up in his full li golden lion armor. He looks, he's like, Bodhi, what are you doing here?
Boy, that's some tacky armor.
Doug sent us. Um,
He would send you.
Doug was the one who told you to kill Silas in the first place. Except that wasn't really Doug. Now was it?
He like looks around like, what do you mean kill Silas? We don't kill people here. I was just coming to fire Silas.
By being inside his apartment, skulking.
That's why at the location that I was supposed to meet up with him, you took Rachel's appearance and took off when you found out Silas was protected.
Look, Bodhi, you
If
don't
you
understand what you're getting to.
um so I know what the conversation was. I heard the conversation. I heard Doug tell you to get rid of him, to end him.
And there's only one
Why
thing.
do you think? Why do you? That's how. I had a conversation with Doug. Some things have been cleared up. Now you can continue as things have been going for past 8 months or so. Um, since that day that we found you absolutely mutilated by Yuri, um, or we can try to set things back on the path that they were, trying to get you back to being a hero without the lies and the deception and the falsehoods.
You know what? You know what, Bodhi? I've never liked you. You're always talking down to me. But there is one thing I do like, and I like what you said. I've been lying to, I've been hiding in the shadows. My pride should not be in the shadows. My pride should be out like a lion. So you're right. I am going to kill Silas and anyone else who stands in my way.
No one,
Bodhi.
no. I said my part. I could keep talking, but we have other things to deal with tonight.
Uh-huh. Yeah, I do.
Yeah. So I guess the saying my way is not going to be cut it tonight.
Right.
We got to schedule. Um, sorry, Blaine. We tried. We gave you a shot. We did. Really did.
By the way, roll me 4d10.
Roll 4d10. Whoa.
Yes.
Okay. Only one of those was a success.
That's what you needed. Um, Glenn was never the greatest of scions,
No,
but
he
this
wasn't.
start to change. Seems much more to do with the A grade fears. Uh, has become an embodiment of one of the A grade fears.
Lovely. And I, is it just really that on the nose that he's the lion? So
Like he has been like
pride.
building up to it for a while. And the longer it goes, the more he is embodying this kind of toxic pride as experienced through uh his armor choice, likely the way he fights now. Like he is pushing it out and through TikTok spreading it, through Instagram spreading it, through the Twitter spreading it. Uh to the point where he has small children thinking they can fight a vampire.
Well, see, there's the way of confronting this. But then again, his pride is probably going to get him to think that he can take two scions.
Wait, so you're saying that this is his whole pride thing, right?
Yeah, yeah.
You just hear Nolan's neck crack, glasses come off. Ben, Glenn, uh, Daniel, whatever your name is.
Yeah, yes, boss.
You know, it's funny, right? You put on the golden armor. You did all the TikTok, Instagram, but no one has taught you about one of the common laws about being a Scion, have they?
What common law would that be?
Um, and he also has like the TikTok like live going because normally he never uses it. So when he uses it, people are like, "Oh, this is big," and
Right.
he handed that off to like Bodhi. Um, and he has already just comes forward. It's a simple law. Like I want you to tell me what is one of the most important things about being a Scion.
Let me see. How fragile is his pride right now? That's what I'm looking for. So he says, you can't let people backtalk you. Thank you, Nolan. And he is going to spend one legend to transform into a 12-foot golden lion. I don't know if you've been in these kind of off-campus
I
apartment
have.
complexes.
Oh yes, I
Oh
have.
yeah, they're tiny.
They're not built to stand this way. And so as he transforms, filling up the room, his feet land on the ground and the floor just gives out.
Um, with that being said, he's going to use that to his advantage because he's going to make sure that he has fired some rounds into like the fragile parts of where the floor where he would normally land and be safe. He's
Mhm.
making sure that he's falling to like a pit of like wood and metal and it's getting cut up from all this stuff. Is how
Ooh,
Nolan's setting these shots up.
I like that. Give me firearms dexterity to see if you can like, not if you can hit the ground, but like if you can hit the right place to get that nice.
Yeah. Give me 1 second. Where are my firearms? 4, 5, 7, 8, 9, 9. So
Oh no, probably shouldn't even have you
three,
run.
4, 6, 7, 8, 9. Let's see. Okay, 5.
Yeah, no. You find the right place, you shoot it so there's like pipes and wood, cement cracked into like when he lands just like being like embedded with all of this material. You also hear the people who live in apartment 103 screaming and running away.
Great. I'm glad they're running away because next thing, because this is a college um, dorm, he has thrown down some alcohol and has fired another shot, but with the actual fiery lance.
The one that like, okay,
Oh yeah.
good to know. So Bodhi, you watch as Nolan shoots the ground up, causing this like rubble, and then shoots alcohol, encasing this well-constructed building in fire.
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna use a Marvel, and uh, calling on the legendary title of Who Battles the Eight Great Fears,
Mhm.
and um, essentially put the doubt, put the memory of when Yuri killed him in his head to show him how to doubt his abilities. I'm going to use one of the eight great fears to fight another.
Oh, that's good.
And just to relive him just being absolutely destroyed.
Uh, he gets up and you can see there is that doubt like deep in his fear. He will have +3 complication on all rolls he makes. And if he doesn't buy that off, then he cannot actually complete his actions. Um, Considering it looks like we're about to get into combat, I think now is a good time for a nice little break before the meat and potatoes of the battle with Blaine begins. See y'all soon.
Be back.
And welcome back to Scion the Tower, where a 12-foot golden lion now doubts himself. Um, yeah, no, I am pretty sure like we have come to the point where like combat is inevitable. So if you would, please roll that initiative. Double check your play. Oh, let's forget. I assume it's like cunning at your best combat stat.
Cunning and best combat stat. Oh, look at those tens. They did me nothing. Again. Three
Yeah,
successes.
one purpose skill plus cunning.
5.
Are we doing? Okay. One for the golden lion.
Sounds about right. Okay. So I'm guessing I'm going first then, huh?
You got a 5 yet?
Yeah.
Yeah, sounds like it.
Okay. Dramatically, fire is going, but weirdly enough, what would be normal red, orange fire has now turned green. His eyes have started flashing. Um, it was normally that orange color that he usually got, that
Hmm.
orange gold color. It's now gone fully green. The fire's gone fully green. Those tattoos that he has have gone full green neon. He drops down, and just launches himself down with a kick, slamming that lion down into the ground.
Ooh. Give me, yeah. Uh, my close combat.
3 successes.
Yeah. So the lion's like getting up, and you just like drop kick right into the back of the spine, and it like drops again into that like rubble that's like sticking up.
All of this just for what? To show off for TikTok and Instagram?
Like,
Pathetic.
turns to you and roars. Bodhi.
Odie.
I'm gonna spend a momentum to shift into the monstrous form for the monster within.
Hmm.
Since he's not coming activated, succumb to your monster, his monster surge. While holding the werewolf claws, and his monstrous form becomes a werewolf. In addition to whatever tags that come along with the werewolf claw relic, he is now has all armored attacks, gain the natural tag if they don't have it, plus 2 more tags of your choosing. I'm assuming that means points worth of tags and not meaning I can't buy, tags that are more than 2 points worth of tags, but they're going to be piercing.
Right.
And I'm going to claw this motherfucker.
Do it. He's already so beaten down.
Okay. So, and I'm assuming there's weapons have the enhancement of at least 1.
Yeah.
They're weapons. If there's any more enhancement from the werewolf claws,
2.
2 enhancement from the werewolf claws.
Yeah.
So that makes a total of 3 enhancements.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So that is 3 successes, plus the 3 enhancements, and the piercing means that it ignores the any hard armor
Mm-hmm.
or soft armor value. Depending, I'm guessing that he's a golden lion. There might be some hard armor, or
There is
he might have both.
just the hard.
Just the hard.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll ignore one of the hard armor value with 6 successes.
Uh, so you are able to hit, and then you have 2 more points to buy stunts.
2 more points to buy stunts. How many points is blinding?
Let us see.
I think it's 1.
Pretty sure, yeah. I don't think it's 2. Mm-hmm. Yep, blinding 1 success.
All right. What other stunts do I want to buy? Let's see what the options are. Where are my stunts at?
Let's see what we got. You have 1 left. You can knock down triple. It's already knocked down. Shove. Yeah, not much left you can do with 1 success.
Can I use that success to create a 1 point complication?
Yeah.
All right. So we'll have after the claw, he's going to have a 1 point complication to movement that, if not bought off, will cause the bleeding condition.
Oof. So he has 4 complications to buy off. All right.
Yeah.
He is going to, considering what's happened, try to run away. But he needs to buy off the complications in order to do that and use his movement dice. 6, 7, 8 successes. So he's able to buy off all the complications, and you see him tear into the next apartment, just like going through the walls. And you hear screaming as people have not left. And you get the feeling, to soothe his pride, he's going after people who are objectively weaker than he is because they're human beings.
Okay. Got it. He's going after him with the
Actually, we're doing popcorn,
popcorn. Okay. He gets
and because he's an asshole, he's going to choose himself to go again, and he's going to roll to attack the people in apartment 102. Okay, yeah. And so he has killed 2 people who were just kind of like chilling. The fire alarm hadn't quite gone off yet, and so they just thought people were acting a fool, not that there was a Scion battle occurring. Nolan.
Cody, I don't think we can keep that promise to Doug.
We can still tell him. What he does with that information is...
Okay.
Take him out.
And for the first time ever, Nolan has never really fully embraced his Scion side. It's mostly just been like this weird, haphazard balance that it just decided mostly with being still mortal, even though he's not.
Mm-hmm.
But this time he's gone full Scion. Um, Clicked on that knack, Master of Weapons. Um, and you see that gun kind of flare up with that green. He launches it and starts firing, not wildly, but um, it starts to volley in the room after this man, like missiles, more than just like it
Mm.
arcs normally.
And I'm
Uh,
assuming it's the big bullets.
Big bullets, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. All right, roll up firearms dexterity. This might do it.
Let's see. Three, four, five.
5 successes. Yeah, you do hit.
Um, because Master of Weapons is on, uh, it is crushing my foes. And where is it? Yeah, it adds an additional number of tags to this based off my weapons calling, warrior calling this. That's two. So he gets also piercing with this as well as the regular lethal and arcing that comes down on him. He's still walking closer. This time the flames are also following him as well as he's doing this. And he just goes, "So, tell me, Doug did all of this, worked all of this stuff out for you, and your insignificant, insecure ass decided to turn into a golden lion, a lion who can't handle his heat, his blood, or his fucking incompetence.
You just see
That's
the
the legacy
snarling, the
Doug left.
roars.
Oh, if you're gonna face me in your actual form, not as a lion, not as a little metal lion. What's wrong? Dracula couldn't teach you how to actually fight? You had to go after the mortals. What is it, the braids? Hurt your feelings?
Give me. I'm gonna say persuasion manipulation. You're not
Oh,
like there is no failing this. Just something I want to see how it affects our poor lion who has done nothing wrong except, all the murders and
or, uh, uh, just four. But he is holding the medallion.
okay. You get the feeling that like your words are getting through to him, and he transforms from the golden lion into his human form, although it is riddled with bullets and slash marks, and one eye's kind of been slashed. He can't really see, and
Uh,
but he is human.
I'll
And it's
pass it back to him.
also Bodhi's turn.
Bodhi is going to. He's still in. He is no longer in line form, but he burst through the wall and killed people.
Yeah.
Bodhi is going to just grab him by the neck and just pin him down to the ground.
No attacks, just a straight up pin.
We could call it a grapple if you want to
Okay.
make a roll for it, but
Considering how beaten he is, you likely don't need to roll for it.
all right.
He's barely hanging on.
So yeah, he's gonna be pinned face down. His face is probably gonna be like smushed to the side because it doesn't. The floor doesn't have give to it.
Yeah.
Might stick a little. It's a college dorm. It's a college apartment. And just you have an opportunity that you should not have been given. Again, to make things right. Why should I let you squander that opportunity again?
Because I don't need you, fucking mongrel. Puffs up some ichor and stuff leaking.
Now he's just gonna just dig his claws in.
Mm-hmm. Are you trying to not kill him?
Not anymore.
Okay.
No. I've had enough of this. He is showing that he is not going to be repentant this time, and that he is going to make things. So yeah, digging the claws in and just tearing out. Using the other hand to kind of keep with it, the knee on his back, hand on his head. So whatever it comes with, just ripping a chunk out of him.
All right. Yeah, that will be enough to do it. As he spits the vile accusations, you just rip him in pieces. Very similar to how he once looked that 8 months ago. And with the raging green fire around you, seems like Doug and his family's line have come to an end.
And with that, you just see that green flame, all of it gathering around him instead of the whole building, and just burns that body to a crisp.
Make sure there is nothing left.
Yep. He takes his phone back from Bodhi, and because it probably caught like a good highlight reel.
Yep.
He gets down and kind of crouches it, looks at the camera. So, we got rid of one of your fake heroes, one of your fake vampires who whipped you all into a frenzy. The thing that's been killing you. We got rid of one of them. And I'm coming for the other one. And I'm also coming for anyone else who wants to go and play around in the Tuesday. All of you have proven that a lot of you can't be trusted anymore. Tuesday's not your playground anymore. You're going to start playing correctly or fuck off. Or have your whole family line burnt to a crisp. Either way, it can go one of three ways. Have a great night, everyone.
And of course, the chat is popping. Everyone's saying all sorts of things from like, that was great CGI, to I told you Nolan was going to protect us, to oh my gosh, how did that golden lion was dead? He's so cute. Like, just all the things, because it is still the internet. But
Although he does see one person in particular. Also, Yo, Daniel, I know you did not study for your exam. Get off the phone. Get off the phone. I can see you. Thomas, this good CGI. I know you didn't study for that exam. I'm gonna tell your mama. She lived right next door to my mama.
And you just get that like message. Sorry, Nolan.
Now,
And
everyone, good night. He ends the live. Wow. You okay, Bodhi?
And he's gonna shift back into his normal. Yeah. Uh, um, I regret that I gave him the chance and he came back worse than before.
Oh, it's not your fault. You know how these things go.
Yeah. Yeah.
He was no Doug, that's for sure. He didn't get. Weirdly enough, despite Dougness, he did care about the people, and even while powerless, he still found his way to do more than that one ever actually did with his Scion abilities.
Yeah. Well, at least two more good. Um, all right. Yeah. So we at least have taken care of the fact that he will not interfere with our meeting with Yuri. So we have to catch a boat.
But before that, you want a pack of werewolves?
Yes. Do you have one in your back pocket?
No, but we can summon them.
You can summon them. All right. Let's do this.
Heading over to the bathhouse. He knows that there's probably people coming through for like rescue 1 through 5, second floor, first floor, 2 through 4, 2 casualties, and he's pointing to the room out. Like he's not even like looking at like the people coming in, paramedics, fire department. He's just like laying all of it out. Yes, there's a Scion casualty, all ash. Was there any gold armor left, or all of that just burnt to a crisp?
Well, it depends on you. Like, was your fire hot enough to like melt gold?
Yeah,
Then
yeah. I think angry enough, he just did not want anything lingering from that individual.
yeah, that's gone then.
Yeah, he's just gonna go. Okay, be safe. Don't do anything crazy. I'm gonna go. If anyone has any questions for me, the answer is no. Just no.
So if I were to ask you if you did not want to interview, huh? So no means you do want to interview?
Look at me. Look at me. Does it look like? Look, he just points over the boat. Does he look like he wants to have an interview? Don't look how sad he is.
He also probably has blood splatter pieces of dog that he's picking out of his fingernails.
Right.
Or plane that he's picking out of his fingernails.
He's going through a lot right now. You want to ask for interviews? Wow.
The people want to know.
Wow.
Okay.
You are worse than TMZ. Wow.
I mean, that's uncalled for. I will catch up with you all later.
Okay. You got 2 questions. Go ahead. 2 questions. Fire them off.
Okay. 3 questions, you said?
2 questions.
What happened in there?
Giant shenanigans. Someone whipping everyone to a frenzy. We just caught the one who's been murdering people around the city.
What are your next steps in being Scions?
What the next step to being Scions? I don't know, making sure Atusa is okay first before any other big things happening with Scion Hood.
Okay. Okay. Thank you. We can turn this into some news.
Yeah, okay. As he's walking off, he's going to his PR people. Okay, make sure that that guy does not do anything shady while I'm doing my stuff.
Right.
Send. Okay, pack of werewolves.
Yes.
Heading over to the bathhouse. Again, another montage. And him taking off like probably like a burnt flannel, just throws that off. You just see like the hoisters, different blades. He's taking that off. Going to a few people. Yo, uh, turn. Make sure the customers are gone. All the customers.
What? Take everybody out.
Ryan, make sure smoke is heated. Make sure it's as foggy as possible. Also, bring a bunch of mirrors.
All right, Ryan will get on it.
Oh wait, are you a werewolf now?
Bodhi?
I don't. I don't think. Well. And maybe in the movie version, because the movie werewolves are like man wolves, but like all the myths I know, like they just turn into, they change between men and wolves, and they aren't the man wolf thing. So I guess we're like a not like the. Not like the classical mythological legend sense in the Hollywood, um, you know, American Werewolf in London, underworld sense.
Well, that's good enough for me. He just has someone. Casey, longsword. Throw it to me.
Chucks it.
Grab it. Pushes it onto Bodhi. Okay, you grab that. Yo, who has like? I know we had that for that one party. Someone has to have like that weird wolf skull thing, right? Not the furry hat. I don't know who left the furry thing over. We don't need that one.
Or they go searching and like they have to go like down in the basement of the storage, but like they find it.
Great. Just pushes that onto Bodhi's head. Okay, great. Um, Rachel.
She'll like open the door slowly.
I heard there's a sip and paint down the road for tonight.
She did do a lot of sip and pain before she tried. Okay, yeah, no, she would do that.
And you just see him throwing on like a green robe, but he still has on like, um, it's like militant, but not military gear. He's throwing on like golden rings and different things. Flipped on the hood. There's steam and stuff as he's walking through. Okay, I need 5 of you on each side. Bodhi, you stand in the center. And he just sits on his little throne thing. Okay, I know how to do this. I am a Scion. We know how to do this. Okay, great. Let's start the steam going. The lights in the room kind of dim, but the flames are still going. There's a pool in front of everyone, and that pool starts to like rise and let the water come out, and he's ringing a bell. All right. I'm calling on every Wolven warrior in the city. I know you can hear me. The bathhouse calls to you. Your new pack leader needs you. A disturbance is in Atusa, and your assistance is needed. This is a demand, not a request. And every ring of that bell, it gets louder and louder. Also adding to this, he is adding marching orders to this.
All right. Spend the legend.
Yep.
And it takes like 3 minutes before the first shows up. But within the next 20 minutes, 10 woven warriors all appear.
No. Although you showed up a lot slower than I thought you would, but here you are.
Uh, they do not have the gift of speech in their woven forms, but they are just as intelligent as they are in their human forms, um, just a lot more ferocious.
All right. You guys are kind of just like my ferocious non-woven warriors. Um, oh wait, I know how to deal with this. He rings the bell again, but it's a different sound, and it is like this calming sensation that shakes anyone out of their weird frenzy.
Okay. And they're all there. They are here to defend Atusa as there was a call to arms.
All right, glad you're here. This is Bodhi. Say hi, Bodhi.
Hello.
Isn't he passionate? Anyways, you're following him into battle. A great battle. You're going to war with the one known as Dracula, your natural enemy and the enemy of Atusa.
And you hear like the howls, like they are ready.
Bodhi, your marching orders.
Don't let it, her, him, whatever it presents itself as, get away. This is an ancient evil that we are going to make sure no longer harms any on this planet.
Howls resonate in response.
I feel like there's one more thing I'm supposed to be doing with it. Oh, right. Um, hear him ring a bell. Take out another. It looks almost like a fog machine that's been re-rigged to like, um, be like one of those priestly chalice things, and he's swinging that around the woven folk coming through here. Um, he has his boys chanting, and he is charging them up and is trying to boost their not only their morale but also their fury and combat prowess.
Okay.
You all will follow the path onto a boat, onto the island, and you will show no mercy, as this one has shown no mercy to anyone else. That is the order of me, the god of war, who has come and tasked you with this.
Howls in response.
You may go off, meet at the dock.
And they disperse. And you get the feeling like they were all going to make it to the dock on their own preferred way, but they should all be there by the time you all arrive.
I got you a pack.
All right. This certainly will be an interesting turn of events. We need anything else before we handle the big bad?
Oh, just one thing. Boys, snaps his fingers, and people turn some of the stained glasses, and you just see walls of guns and swords. All right, so I have a variety of things. Throws off the robe, and is in like a shirt and tie and a vest, and he's presenting different weapons. Okay, so we have a different selection of weapons that you can choose from.
You said that, like, the mythical things that harm vampires are less effective against
Right. So like a
Dracula.
stake probably won't kill Dracula outright, but it might slow her down or paralyze her or something.
So are any of these weapons made of silver?
Any of them made of silver? Of course, most of them are made of silver. Really think I wouldn't carry silver weapons?
Okay. Then yeah. Though honestly, aren't the claws supposed to be like poison too?
Hmm.
Yeah. So I guess I'm just kind of looking around and just gonna pick up like a bunch of like silver like throwing in the event that conflict happens and Dracula tries to run
Right.
or needs to make an act, or if Dracula like blinks away, so you can still throw something that'll um, hurt. Um, yeah,
So silver throwables, I like it.
yeah, yeah. That's good. I'm usually deal with my hands, so I think we can. I think this will work. Yeah.
Perfect. Claps his hands, uh, and you just see the room just filled with a bunch of his followers. Okay. Whoa, guys. I think this is the first time we get to do this. We get to do a war of vengeance for one of our fallen brethren.
Yeah.
Also, we get to use the weapons of war this time.
So do we get to destroy the place?
You know what? Yes. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
You do.
Oh
Do
my
we?
God, you get to be demolition crew.
Do we? Um. Since we found stuff in the walls, should we probably tear down the walls and see if
Oh
there's
yeah. Oh,
anything?
we're definitely tearing down the
We,
walls. That's right. A lot of these guys were demolition in the military.
all right.
Okay, so they're coming in for this purpose of like demolition. Like if we just tear down the fucking tower, problem
Oh,
solved.
oh yeah, tearing down the tower. There's a few of them. Listen, I got the warriors from all over. Don't ask about the Russians though. Like we don't talk about like why the Russians are here. Technically, we haven't told the U.S. government that they're here yet. I'm still trying to work on that. We've been saying they're checked this whole time.
All right. Sounds good.
Okay. All right. He just has everyone fall out. Okay, Rachel.
She's at the was
Oh,
it
great.
Super Paint?
That's great. Tell her she has a whole night off. Although we're going to probably go to war with Dracula, so like she can take the whole night off, have fun, go dancing, do whatever she likes doing.
Are you telling somebody in your employ to text Rich to let her know you're going to go to war with Dracula?
Yeah.
Okay, just
Actually, you know what? He's gonna. You know what? I should call her. I should call her. He's just gonna call her. Put her on speaker.
Buddy's gonna fire off a text to the Shaolin monks and nuns to have them waiting at the dock.
okay. They'll be on their way.
Rachel, hi, sweetie. How are you?
Hey, how you doing? I'm painting a sun.
That is great. You should paint all the suns that you want. Listen, okay. So, your uncle Bodie and I are gonna go out. We're gonna go and do like a war with Dracula tonight. We'll probably be back
What?
late.
Wait, what?
Yeah, war with Dracula. So we'll probably be back out late.
Wait, no, that's not safe, right?
I, our job isn't really that safe, anyways. To be regardless.
That I should help. I should do something. Um, I'll be right there.
No, you
As
just
she
take the
hangs
night.
up.
Oh my goodness. I love the passion. Don't get me wrong. The passion is great, but like I just like
I mean, you never told her where this war on dragon is going to take place. So if you just like leave, she won't know. But the people who like had her back are going to fight an ancient evil, and she has the ability to help. So she's not just going to let you go waltz in by yourself.
I thought he's just syntax. All right, meet at the docks. Use the scythe, not the sword. Don't use the sword. We'll save the sword for like backup, just in case. That'd be like a nuclear option.
Okay. You see her. She reacts to your message with a thumbs up. She's got it.
Okay, so our niece is coming.
She's our niece now.
According to my mother, like it's another child of mine. So like, you know, I've adopted a Rachel and two rich kids who might be richer than I am.
They are.
Okay. All right. So yeah. Okay. I guess we'll do that.
Okay. I feel like we're missing something else.
Got steaks.
Mm-hmm.
Is garlic really a thing, or is that just a?
Is what?
Garlic really a thing?
Um, from what you gathered, garlic is a thing for vampires, although it is primarily for weaker vampires. The stronger they are, it just kind of like pisses them off. They're more allergic than deadly to them.
I'll go with allergic. That's fine.
Yeah.
She can get some garlic. Just rub it on her hands, or rub it on the weapons.
Right. Just like there is this like aroma of garlic everywhere to just kind of destabilize her.
Like it's not gonna like kill her. It's just gonna fuck with her.
Right. And like
and yeah, and better to fuck with. Okay, so we got that. We got steaks. Do we have holy water? Can we make holy water? Can we just?
at this point, you can probably make your own goddamn holy water.
Yeah.
Oh wait, hold on. Just go back to inside the building. Why haven't I think about like selling holy water? Well, no, that's not sacrilege. Wait, I'm a Scion, so would it be sacrilege to? He just comes back out. I don't know about the moral implications of me selling holy water, but I have a tankard full of Scion holy water, I guess.
I mean, you could probably like market it as part of a marketing thing. Like you'd have to bless all of the tubs, but
I should ask Doug. Wait, no, I don't. Well, we don't have Doug to ask that question to. Good God, I am actually missing Doug.
I mean, Doug was still floating. We could talk to his spirit. We'll ask him when we get back.
Yeah, but I feel like that's just like he's going through a lot right now, and that just feels like adding more burden to him than it needs be.
I mean, he's. His heart was in the right place. Like he was trying to do good.
The effort was there.
So I think that maybe if it's gonna we'll deal with it when we get back.
Right.
Let's go kill Dracula. Let's say so steaks or can't really bring in sunlight unless you got a purview that I'm not aware of that you haven't demonstrated yet, which you could,
No.
Yeah, no, that's. Will crosses work? Like, if we're not Christians?
I don't think that would work. It's seen as who we are technically, Bodhi. Like I feel like that would just like maybe piss off someone else's whole dominion if we came using those.
Yeah, unfortunately, crosses would not be effective given your own how your divine is exploit. That's not the word.
Yeah, I feel like he would send us a cease and desist if we tried that.
if he,
Well, serious girl, like, what you have the
I
stakes, you
mean,
got to do the werewolf
I
stuff.
know churches who think that it's all just the Tuatha, so it's fine.
Hmm. Yeah, like you have the biggest ones. Um, the werewolf stuff, the steaks, the garlic. If you had access to sunlight, that'd be great, but I don't think you do. Running water has also been shown to like do something to vampires, but it needs to be a lot of running water, like a river, waterfall sort of thing. So once again, if you have sort of like water purview, would be
The
great.
the ocean surrounding the island.
That could work.
Yeah, I don't know how that would. Yeah, maybe we're just over. Let's just go. Maybe we're just overthinking this. There's.
Just covering all of our bases.
All right.
He says now at the dock.
You're at the dock. Rachel gets out of an Uber and like runs up and is like huffing and puffing when she gets there. I'm here. Let's do this.
He's put like as soon as she gets there, he puts on like a bulletproof vest on her. Um, he's grabbed like the elbow and knee pads.
Mm-hmm.
He's just like, you know what? My mother always said, "Gotta be safe." He just throws on like a helmet on top of her.
It's like okay, I'm ready.
It's funny, like watching her in gear versus everyone else's gear. Hers just look rudimentary, kind of like having like the baby of the group versus everyone else who's more gruff and looking battle ready.
Yeah, but she's ready. She's happy to be part of the team. She wants to help the people who's helped her.
Okay, I think everyone's here. Bodie, where's
Given
the
the
boat?
amount of people you have, you'll probably need two boats.
I don't know. Those ferries can stack a lot of people when you don't put any cars in them.
True, yeah. If you see, then you've woken up like because like there is that like major ferry that takes people to the island, and then there are like the smaller fishing boats. So are you doing a major like
Oh yeah, this is an emergency.
okay? So you call them. They're like, "Oh yeah, it's you. We'll be there." It takes like an extra 5 minutes, but they're there. The boat is ready. Everyone like hops on, and you start making your way to Scion Towers. It's usually about a 30-minute trip. 15 minutes into the trip, it starts to rain. A drizzle at first, but then it turns into a pretty big thunderstorm.
Ah,
Waves are starting to get pretty big, and so people are like literally just having to like hang on to the sides as this ferry is just going up and down. But eventually you make it to the massive Scion Towers with lightning striking in the distance. Bats flutter past your vision as you walk up to the door. What do you do?
They're just bats, right?
You did see what looked like two bats flying past you.
All right, but with the beast purview, I could.
Yeah, speed per view. Those are just bats.
Okay. All right. All right. So yeah. So gonna get a sense of what is here. Um, and so with predator sense, can I sniff out any like Dracula has a scent?
Yes.
Any other vampire smells or just Dracula?
You get no other vampire smells.
All right. Any other bodies?
Yes, multiple
Living.
bodies. It seems like the people who have been living here and working and operating this tower are still here.
I'm gonna send the monks in to let them know that it's because they're not on the same. We know where Yuri is roughly,
Yeah.
and because we have what Doug gave us of where she is, and so going to send in other areas of building to kind of clear out people to
Mhm.
prevent any potential reduce the collateral damage.
Fair. All right, so you send in the monks, and they're going to, as best they can, spread across Scion Towers. At this point, Scion Tower is rather large, so it's going to take them a while to just like get into each room, get the people out, but they will. And the first to leave is actually the person working the front desk, who kind of like comes out the door looking very confused.
Hi.
Hi, do you what's going on here?
So Doug sent us. There's a bit of emergency. It is fine, but we need you to evacuate.
I mean, it's kind of coming down out here. People have been tracking mud all in through.
Holds an umbrella up.
Th Thank you.
Yeah.
Do we just stay out of the tower? Do we?
Uh, you might want to say at least
Yeah.
50 feet away from the
Go.
tower.
Maybe if you need shelter, because where the cars usually go on the ferry is pretty covered,
Mm-hmm.
so that'll be dry.
Uh, all right. I guess I'll go. Just be careful. The power's been acting up tonight.
Good to know.
Uh,
Uh,
I'll handle power. Okay, let's split this into a few groups. All right, Bodhi, you're probably our biggest shot at taking out Dracula. You and our werewolf crew, you're gonna go directly for her.
Sounds like a plan.
One group is gonna handle the whole power situation to make sure that there's enough power to people for people to go in and out. Demolition crew, you guys are gonna go and you are going to pincer. So you're gonna make sure that the only way she can get through is one way.
So no demolishing.
Oh
Just
no, you could demolish, but demolish towards
got it,
going one
boss.
way. Got it. Let's see. Um, Rifle group, you already know where I need you.
Mm-hmm.
Who do you? Oh wait, we got a Rachel.
Rachel's there, and she has not taken on the scythe yet, but she is ready.
Rachel, you're with me.
And she like looks around and says, "Got it, boss."
Uh, okay, let's split up. Rachel, we're gonna go handle the power stuff.
Right. And so as you all enter, Scion Towers looks different. The ground is covered in muddy footprints, as if someone has actively gone out of their way to make it harder for you to tell who's been walking where. The lights are flickering in and out, as in the power's not just off. There's something wrong with the voltage. Like it's actively looks almost like a comedic representation of a horror movie. You have multiple groups. Some are going to be going to fix the power. Some are going to be positioning themselves to stop Yuri where they can. Some will be demolishing slash pincering. Some will be going straight for the big baddie. And I think that's where we're going to stop today, as we are about to begin the assault on Scion Tower. Yeah. So one, would like to thank y'all for participating. I want to thank everyone for watching. Um, I think next week is going to be a pretty fun week. I think before we end, we'll talk to the players, see how they're doing. Zach, if you would tell us who you are, who you're playing, and how Bodhi is feeling right about now.
Hello, I am Zachary Naldra, he, him. I can be found on various places on the internet. Really, it's mostly just the BS site right now at Zach Rules, or it's zachrules.com there. This is also my website. I have a website. I'm occasionally on the Deadbird, but with the lack of blocking, not so much. And then, if that doesn't work, yeah, whatever. I won't notice if you go to the other ones. Um, um, so Bodhi is, you know, Bodhi has always thought that there was something up with Yuri, and after he had a chance to kill Doug, and he let Doug get away, or I'm sorry, Blaine, and let Blaine get away, and you know he probably could have done something to stop that the first time, and now he's gonna have to deal with it again. Though this time it's legitimately and not quasi framing him. Um, so there's that. But yeah. So
Nice.
yeah, he has convinced himself that this is the right path forward, because it is ultimately part of the goes towards the greater good, and well, Blaine just hasn't been living right thoughts, right actions. Um, so he's going to have to be taken right out of the picture. Or, so that's whether or not this is all. He's probably not going to be happy if he finds out that this is all Dracula's corruption.
Mm-hmm.
So, but it's what needs to be done. Sometimes that you have to, he'll work with the rest of dealing with the rest of this, working through it once it's all over.
Nice. A man on a mission. Bodhi is attempting to just keep the world on the righteous path, or as the righteous path that can be done. All right. Crow, same for you. Who are you? Who are you playing? How is Nolan feeling now that he's a pop of too?
Oh, hi, I'm Crow. I'm also on the Dead Bird site. I'm also going to be on the BS site. You can find me everywhere. BS Slate TV. That's where all my updates are. Don't have any big updates yet, but as far as Nolan is concerned, I think Nolan is understanding where he fits as a Scion. Um, in a way that I think he that the others probably felt a lot better. Nolan has always acted more mortal than Scion, which has itself caused its own problems, mostly to himself. So now he's feeling a new type of responsibility that isn't just where great power comes with great responsibility. It's yes, you have this power, you should probably use it, and you should probably kick a bunch of ass.
Mm-hmm.
Especially what's happening with Atusa and everyone running around and basically treating Atusa like it's their personal playground to fuck with everyone. So that's where he's at. And now he's taken on his War God military commander or Merc commander placement in this whole dealing.
The young God of War is finally doing God of War things.
Yeah.
Natusa will be all the better for it. Oh, I think that's it. Next week we have Battle at Scion Tower. Uh, Rachel will be there. The pack of werewolves will be there. Yuri will be there. So I hope you will be there. Until next time, have a great week.
Bye. Take care. Come back soon.